Yo, 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 yo. What up, guys? Welcome to Momentum number 201. Excited to have you guys here tonight. This is Saturday. Had a great Saturday. Hope you guys did the same. We had flight school this morning, meaning that it was a private Zoom for sub 2 students where we called sellers live. I'm excited for October 9th. We're going to be calling more sellers live for you guys, for the general audience. I know we did a 15-hour freaking deal closing marathon not that long ago. We're going to be doing another one again October 9th. So I'm excited to do that. But putting all that aside for tonight's episode of Momentum number 201, we're not talking about virtual assistants tonight. We're not talking about real estate specific. We're talking about something a little more important. In my opinion, why do we do the things that we do? Why are we in business? Why do we feel like we should be working for ourselves? Why is this the route that we chose? Other than the heady answer of, I couldn't see it any other way. Why are we doing what we do? That is a question that I ask myself all the time. I always want to get to the root reasoning of like, okay, I'm making this decision. This is what I'm doing. Is this what I set out to do? Right. And again, guys, if we're not careful in the things that we do, and tonight's topic is finding joy and finding happiness, like in the things that we do, like what actually makes us happy. And what I'm saying here is if we're not careful, we can end up doing things that we never envisioned doing. We end up working on projects, doing things that maybe wasn't the reason why we got into this business or got into the business that you're in. What actually makes you happy, right? I talk to people every single day, where I get the real story. I get people sending me DMs, which I'm super grateful for all of you guys. I have people who call me, super grateful for all of you guys. But I get a lot of folks who are just stressed out beyond their freaking means of like, I don't know what's going on. I have so many problems to solve. Guys, that's what business and entrepreneurship is, right? We got to be able to solve problems and we got to be able to deal with stress, right? We have to be able to deal with stress in a way that this is the reason why we get paid good money to do what we do, right? Because we're able to solve problems and help people that most people don't feel like they can handle it. So we got to be proud of ourselves and say, yo, we're actually pretty special that we can deal with the things that we have to deal with. And as you guys level up, the challenges and the problems get bigger and bigger and bigger, but so do you, right? You get bigger, you can meet those things, and you'll find yourself down the road like, oh my gosh, I'm able to do these things that I never could imagine I could do. So tonight we're talking about happiness. Tonight we want to make sure that we are aligned in doing the things that we are thought we were fashioned to do. This is something that I asked myself this week. So typically, Sunday session is the day that I break down my week. But today on a Saturday, one of my big things that I wanted to do this week was just, audit a few things in my life. Am I doing things that make me happy? Am I doing things that I am joyous, that I can find joy in doing? And if I ever get to the point where I'm like, no, I'm spending time on things that doesn't make me happy, then I'm not walking in the path that I want to walk. I'm not doing the things that I said I was going to do. And something has to change regardless of money, regardless of the money I can make, regardless of, the dollar amounts. If I'm not happy, I am not going to work my one life, the one life I get here. I'm not going to work myself to death chasing material things. So there is something that I want you guys to check out here tonight. I'm going to share my screen. There's an assessment, and we've done this before on my channel, but I want to touch base on it because I think it's so important for you guys here. It is a Tony Robbins thing, and it's called the 6 human needs, right? We all have all of these needs, but there's some things that we lean a little bit more into. So if you want more information about this, you can go to tonyrobbins.com. Mind meaning, do you need to feel significant? So we all have core needs, right? Some people lean into more things into others. So I think once we figure out what our needs are, we'll be able to do things that will make us happy because we're fulfilling our needs, the things that matter the most to us. Okay. So I highly recommend checking this out. And Tony Robbins says there are basically 6 human needs. These 6 human needs are certainty, which is just assurance that you can avoid pain and gain pleasure, meaning that certainty is that you are going to be able to pay the bills, that you are going to be able to do what you need to do. You have money in your bank account to put food on the table. You can provide for your family. Certain, We need to know that these things can happen. So when we have certainty, we just feel better. It's a natural human thing, right? And some people have lean into more in uncertainty. Again, guys, we all have all six of these. All six of these things matter. But again, some things just matter more to some of us. Uncertainty, variety, the need for the unknown, change, new stimuli, always looking for something new, always looking for something that is going to change things up. Like you're looking to do things that most of these folks that are in this group are spontaneous, right? So, uncertainty, variety. Number three, significance, feeling unique, important, special, needed. People who need people to say good things about them. Some people who need people to tell them, hey, man, that was a great idea. Oh my gosh, dude, you're a genius. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. You're so good. That's significance, right? And not to say it, but hey, everybody needs a little significance in their life, right? It's nice to hear good things about you, and we want to hear good things about us. But again, some people just lean more into that. They want that people to say that they're amazing. Wherever that's coming from in their life, they're driven by significance, right? They want to feel significant. Number three, connection and love, the strong feeling of closeness. That's the people who reach out to you, say, hey, man, I'm just super grateful for you. You're a great friend. You guys have friends like this in your life that just love just talking to you and want to be around you, and they're super duper outgoing. Maybe one of their six human needs is connection. They want that connection with other people in their life, building more meaningful relationships, right? Number five is something that is very important to me is growth, right? Is an expansion of capacity and capability and understanding. So you're learning new things in business and in my personal life. I'm always trying to learn new stuff, right? How many of you guys in here are wanting to learn new things, right? You're on YouTube, you watch these videos because you want to learn something, right? So growth is definitely important. And then number six is huge for me is contribution, right? I don't need like a certain part of me is like, yes, I like significance. I like to feel significant. That is certainly important. But more important to me is I'm okay with, being a number two or being whatever you want to call it because I know myself because I like to contribute. I like being a part of something bigger than myself and saying, hey, I know I bring something to the table, right? I don't care about the dollars and the cents and how much money I'm going to make today, tomorrow, because that stuff doesn't matter. I want to contribute because I believe in what we're doing here, right? Contribution is very important. So again, I guys read this article, get more in tune of who you are and what's important to you, because ultimately I think it takes us to the next step here, what we're going to be talking about here tonight. So you can check that out. That's the Tony Robbins thing. Okay. The six basic human needs. So I posted this thing on my Instagram and I said, what gives you energy? What makes you happy? I put it in the Facebook group too. What makes you happy? And one of the things that gives me the most energy is the feeling of helping someone else learn something that I know, right? Helping someone else say, hey, I know this thing. Now you can do exactly this and you can get results. And then I get messages saying, oh my gosh, it worked. It's crazy. That freaking gives me the most energy. That gives me an incredible amount of fulfillment because I've been able through working and doing this stuff and doing these videos, I've been able to reach a lot of you guys. I've been able to talk to a lot of you guys. And it is almost like selfish for me because it feels so good. It feels so good to be able to help people. And I said, that is what gives me energy. And that's what makes me happy. Because this week I wrote in my journal on my smart week, I'm like, Matt, what makes you happy? Because I felt that same anxiety feeling that we start building things and as Start Virtual gets bigger and as our real estate business gets bigger and we're doing all these cool things, guys, we're buying a freaking commercial office this week, so we can move our teams in there. Like we're doing a lot of cool things. I just want to make sure that I'm still doing things that make me happy. That I'm not just saying yes to everything. Sometimes we got to say no, and I'm guilty. I'm guiltier than anyone saying yes to every single thing because that's what I was taught. It's like you got to get when the getting's good. Has any of you guys ever heard that? It's like you don't know how long it's going to be around. You just got to say yes. And I realized that by saying yes to everything, I was saying a no to a lot of things that I really wanted to do. So this week I asked myself, well, what makes me happy? And this is the reason why I want to talk about that tonight is I figured out that being able to help and being able to contribute and being able to work on new initiatives and being able to build cool things, that is what gives me my fulfillment. So, how do I get to that point? How did I find that answer? And it's very simple. So, referring back to the six human needs, I was able to like knock out, say, okay, of these six, here's my order, from one through six. What is the most important thing for me? One, two, three, right? For me, is, contribution, significance, growth, and then uncertainty, and then connection and love, and then certainty. I don't really need certainty, is not a big deal for me, but like that's my one through six. So knowing that and knowing my human needs, I was able to work my way backwards. And then I did what I call a procrastination audit. Okay. I don't hear anyone really talking about this, but this is just what I call it. Maybe someone calls it something else. I don't know. But I take note, and I wrote down here, I got my journal in front of me. I wrote down about 10 things that I procrastinated on over the last over the last 30 days. What is 10 things that I procrastinated on? Because in the book, guys, I got it behind me on this thing. It's called Who Not How. So Who Not How says um there is wisdom in procrastination, right? It's not how you're going to do it, it's who's going to help you do it. But you find in your life the things you procrastinate on, there's wisdom in that, right? There's wisdom in the things that you're not taking care of. And it's important to bring light and saying, hey, I'm acknowledging that I'm procrastinating on these things. But typically it's one of three things. Okay. When it comes to procrastination, this is why I audit these things in my life. Number one is fear. Fear, right? We're not doing something because we're fearful of the outcome. We're fearful of whatever that thing may do, what the end result may be. Fear is involved. That's typically the number one reason why a lot of us procrastinate. We'd rather do the easy things because the other thing is too hard. We're fearful of, like, we've built this thing up. We continue to procrastinate on it. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get it done. And I'm fearful of if I don't get it done, right? There's so much fear attached to procrastination. So that's number one. The second reason why we typically procrastinate is uncertainty, right? We don't know how to do the thing. We feel like we need to get more information. We feel like we need to learn more. I see this a lot in people who won't take action in real estate. Look, you know everything you need to know. All the content, all the information has been packaged on YouTube somewhere. You guys can learn. You can go do these things. But a lot of people just feel like you're missing one piece. How many of you guys are in real estate and you feel like you're missing one piece? And so with that missing piece, you don't get started. Okay. So procrastinated audit number. The second thing is uncertainty, not knowing, feeling like you're missing a key piece. Right. And then the third thing, the third reason why you would procrastinate, right? The third reason why you would procrastinate is because it doesn't bring you any joy or it doesn't bring you any energy. Okay. So when I audit the things that I've procrastinated on over the last 30 days, oh, Matt, you said you were going to do this, but you still, like, this is still an ongoing project. Oh, this was something you were going to do this month, but it's still not done yet. Oh, this is another thing that was supposed to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. Here's all the things you procrastinated on this month. And then I go back and I say, okay, why didn't I do this? Was it because I was fearful? Oh, yeah, there was actually some fear attached to this one. Got it. This next one, was it uncertainty? Maybe there was some uncertainty in that one. And then I was able to identify, like, of the rest, because at the end of the day, guys, we're going to have to do some things we don't want to do. Okay. There's no way around that. And we're going to get to an equation here in a second to show you what I mean. But of those 10 things, I found that 7 of them were the reason why I didn't get them done because they didn't give me any energy. They brought me no joy. It was like, I shouldn't be doing that. Or I know someone else would enjoy doing that a lot more and they're probably going to do it way better than me. So by working my way backwards, understanding what's important to me, my human needs, this my personal, you guys would do the same. Then you do a procrastination audit. What are the things that you haven't done yet that you plan on, that you said you're going to do? I know I'm not the only one, but I'll take it and say, there's plenty of things in my life that I keep saying, yeah, I'm going to do it. Or yeah, absolutely. Right? How many of you guys ever feel that way too? You're like, I've been saying I'm going to do this thing and it's just not getting done. Okay. You audit it and you say, of these things, is it fear? Is it uncertainty? Or is it that it just doesn't bring me any joy or energy? Okay. Of those things that don't bring you joy and energy, great. You shouldn't be working on them. Find someone who can help you get them done. because they do need to get done. Okay. It still needs to happen, but you need to find a who for that. Okay. So, what I want to ask you guys today, as you start thinking about what makes you happy, what will help you get more joy in your life, especially as you're on an entrepreneurial journey. Look, this thing could be, oh my gosh, it can get lonely for sure. So, there's a couple things that I want to ask you guys. Number one, are you intentional with your time? Right? I made a post last week or a couple weeks ago. It says that you do not lack structure, you lack clarity of your next move. So taking some time and saying, hey, sometimes it's good to say, just turn everything off for a second and figure out what the hell you want to do. What the hell are you really doing this for? Why are you doing the things you're doing? Are you intentional when you wake up in the morning? You know exactly the thing with absolute certainty that you need to do. Okay. Are you intentional with that? Now, the next thing is, are you spending 80% of your time doing things that you want to do or that give you energy or things that you love to do? Right? 80% of your time. Because the other 20%, yeah, you're going to have to do things you don't want to do. Okay. 20% is, you know, having to have those tough conversations that maybe you don't want to have, or making that phone call, or sending that email that you've been waiting on and you're like, I'm missing this, or I'm fearful because I don't know what they're going to say. Like whatever, that's 20% of your time. But the other 80%, are you doing things that you're excited about that give you the most energy? Okay. And are you making progress? Right. Tony Robbins says this thing too. Happiness is attached to progress. So if we're facing our fears, we're doing the things that we're fearful of 20% of the time. So it's because they need to get done. Right. We're auditing the things that we're procrastinating on because we're that procrastination, there's wisdom in that. And we understand it has to get done. But now I can strategize and say, who, instead of how can I get these things done? Who can help me get these things done? I now have audited these things so they can get done. And the things that I'm fearful for of uncertainty, I'm going to attack them head on. If I need to get a battle buddy, I need to get a friend with me to say, hey, I need your help, or I need your perspective. Help me, understand this a little bit better, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. Well, that gives you confidence, and you're making real progress in your life, and that makes you happy. That brings you joy because you're like, dude, most of my day I'm doing things that I want to do. And the times that I'm not doing the things that I'm super stoked about, I have great friends. I have great business partners. That's why I have business partners, man. I made less money in my real estate business this year than last year, but I'm doing it with people that I enjoy doing it with. I have two other partners, and it's opened up many other opportunities around it. So you can look at it as like, hey, am I doing, like, by having business partners for me, freed me up to do the work that I want to do and enjoy the things that I want to enjoy and work on the projects that give me the most energy. And then, hey, my business partners do the things that don't give me energy. Right. So auditing these things is not all about dollars and cents. It's not all about money. I argue that is more about, hey, we're in it for the long run. Hey, we're here. We're going to be here for a long time, man. I want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to do business for the rest of my life. I want to do business with people that I enjoy doing it with too. And if we just bust it and it's all about the money and it's all about the hustle, you burn yourself out. You burn yourself out. So do the things that you enjoy doing. That's the only way you can stay in this game. So I picked up a couple books on this. So you guys know, obviously we read a bunch of business books, but I picked up this one today. It's called Still Life by Rebecca Pacheco. It's called The Myths and Magic of Mindful Living. So again, being mindful, being present in what we're doing every single day, not just in business, but just life in general. Finding gratitude, finding a second and taking a step back and saying, yo, am I doing the things that I'm happy doing? So that is what that is about. Still Life. Got another one here. Is called Dedicated by Pete Davis. Very simple. The case for commitment in any age of infinite browsing. Right. So this is going to be, I'm really excited about this book. And then these folks have a TV show. They're minimalist. It's called Love People, Use Things. So more about in building more meaningful relationships in your life, not collecting material things, guys, because we're here for a very short time on this earth. And for me personally, building more meaningful relationships is something that I want to put more energy and effort into, right? Because I think just like most of us, I've been caught up in the hustle. I've been doing the thing, doing the thing, doing the thing. And yes, that is super important. But then I look at some relationships in my life that have taken a hit because I've been doing the thing, right? So I want to surround myself with more people that are in line with my beliefs, that are in line with the things that I believe in and things that the places that I want to go and create more meaningful relationships with those people. So those are three books that I picked up today. And I want to talk about, as we wrap this episode up here, I want to talk about doing this book club. So this is something that Cody and I were talking about a month ago. Um, and we want to start putting it together. So it'll be a virtual book club. We are buying the office. So maybe once a month or maybe once every other month, we'll have everyone come in and we'll do like an event and we'll talk about books and we'll bring in, maybe even bring in some authors, like some folks who actually write these things, and do some cool things within the book club. Of course, it's free. It's not paid or anything. This is just in mission with this stuff, create more meaningful relationships with people that have my same beliefs. So if you guys are in that growth mentality, if you're in that contribution mentality, I want to spend more time with you. I want to get to know you. I want to create more meaningful relationships in my life. And this is just a part of that. So we are going to be creating this book club. If you guys want to be a part of it, please send me an email, mattbeard@startvirtual.com. We'll probably send an email out next week or in the next 2 weeks to kind of get a head count of who's going to be in the book club. And then we'll kind of shut it down because we want to keep it into like an exclusive group. So if you guys want to get more information on that, it's mattbeard@startvirtual.com. Within the next 2 weeks, we'll have our solid group. We'll have the initial, initial folks in the book club, and we will announce the book of the month for October. So that'll be the first month that we're doing the book club. So I'm excited to do that. Again, this is in line. This is in mission. And what I'm thinking is like, hey, what makes me happy? And going back to the contribution and going back to, hey, how can I show someone else how to do these things? Hey, how can I give the little knowledge that I have? I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I know a few things and I know it might help some of you guys. It might serve some of you guys in some way. And hopefully you take value from the things that I talk about here on the channel. Hopefully you take value from the things that we discuss, not just in the real estate realm, but just everything in general. So I would love to have you. Again, that's mattbeard@startvirtual.com for the book club. But guys, we're going to wrap this one up. I want you to take some time. I know it's super late tonight, but maybe tomorrow morning as you wake up on a Sunday and if you journal, that's awesome. Obviously I journal and we do the 5-minute journal and the productivity journal. But if you don't, that's okay too. Maybe you have a legal pad. Maybe you just keep it all in your head, whatever works for you. Like, I don't know you. I don't know what works for you. We all, like, how I communicate what works for me may not work for you, but ultimately, however you want to do it, as you get your Sunday going tomorrow, I just want to challenge you guys to think about your life, where you're at right now, not getting too heady, but are you doing the things that you want to do? Are you working on things that you're excited about? You're not just hustling for what end goal? What is the end goal? What is the end result? Like, how do you know when you're going to get there? Some of us are just working, trying to make more money, trying to make more money. You make more money and you spend more money, you make more money, you spend more money, and then you're on this hamster wheel. Okay. Guys, let's take some time this weekend. Let's take some time tomorrow morning and think about what is it that you really want? And how do you know when you're going to get there? Right? How do you know that you're working on the things you're excited about? What matters to you? Do you want more people to tell you that you're amazing? Do you want more people to recognize that you're doing awesome things? Maybe it's significance. Do you want to be a part of something? Do you want to contribute? Do you want to say, hey, I bring value to this place and I want to show people that I bring value to this place? I want to contribute. What is important to you when you're working on things that you're excited about? That's the challenge for tomorrow, guys. I would love to see you come Sunday session tomorrow where we talk about the week. I want to hear that you're like, you know what? I've identified the things that I want to do, and those are the only things that I'm going to start doing. That's it. So, guys, thanks for coming and tuning in this Saturday night. It's 11:30 p.m. now in Arizona. Hope you guys had a wonderful Saturday. And yeah, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Later.